Welcome to this webinar on a biodiversity trail Jivanal Great Man National Park, courtesy IMF webinar series. And I'm Sanjeev Pandey. I have served as a forest officer in Himachal Pradesh Forest Department. Throughout my career, I have maintained an abiding passion for biodiversity conservation of Himalayan environments. Served as director of two major biodiversity hotspots in HP, Pin Valley National Park and Great Man National Park. And for Great Man National Park, I have played an important role in promoting its successful inclusion in the Great Man in UNESCO World Heritage Site list. And I have also co-authored a book with Tony Gaston. And here you can see Great Man National Park with all its three major rivers. On the north, you can see Jivanal, about which I will be talking. In the middle is Sanj, and the lower one is Tirthan. On the left side, towards east, there you can see also headwaters of Parvati River, which is part of the Great Man National Park Conservation Area, which has been inscribed as a World Heritage Site. Here is Jivanal catchment, where we will be going on a track just now. And I would like to quote a very nice line from Nan Shepherd's book called The Living Mountain. And she says, "One cannot know the rivers till one has seen them at their sources." So we will be tracking from the confluence of Jivanal with the Sanj River towards its origin. This is in Kullu Valley, and here is very famous Sanj Valley of Kullu district, and Manu Temple is the starting point, which is actually 2200 meters altitude. Lower altitude has these animals like Nepal grey langur or guni or yellow-throated pine martins. And then we have Himalayan black bear, also known as moon bear, in the sense that it has this moon-shaped, crescent moon-shaped white thing on its chest. And common leopard, they usually, both of these animals, they usually come to closer to the habitations. As the trekking party moves, this is Ghoral, which one can come across. In case it is not being disturbed, then Ghoral will keep on staring at you, at the trekking party like this. Very inquisitive animal in that particular sense. And here are these three very important phenomena of the Great Man National Park. On the left is pollination, pollens, which are from cedar tree. That happens actually once in 2 years. In the middle, it is ringal bamboo. Flowering of ringal takes place once in 32 years. On the right side, you can see cicada. Its breeding cycle takes something like 13 to 14 years. And last chance when I photographed this particular cicada, so that was in 2017. These are the local people of the park, and they are carrying their devta. You can see mohras actually on a palanquin. This is a sign of mobility from village to village. Mohras are basically metallic manifestation of divinity. They also represent wealth of a particular temple or a village or a community. Local people, you can see the piercing, they love it. And colorful clothes, especially the Kullu cap here. Yew tree, this is actually very important tree of Nagini Sacred Grove, which is the first campsite of Bagikashari village, about 2600 meters altitude. And this tree is very important in the sense that it is used for making of Taxol, which is used for chemotherapy for cancer patients. And on the right side is the fruit of Texas, which one can chew in the month of September in case you are trekking over there. This is forest which is almost primeval forest in the sense that this has never been disturbed in this area. This is conifer and broadleaf forest. You can see conifers over there, fir and spruce, and broadleaf has barn oak or middle level green oak or moru oak. Green oak is also known as moru oak, and kharsu oak, which is brown oak. You can have walnut trees, you can have horse chestnut trees out here, along with many other lower story shrubs and herbs. Here our track is moving, and we are about to cross into the Jivanal Valley from Sanj side. We are just below Kandigulu, which is 3600 meters. And in case you cross Kandigulu, then you reach the second day camping site, which is Subli. This is again a wonderful place to be in. This is a place which is surrounded by a number of animals and birds, especially this Jujurana. And Jujurana is actually a state bird of Himachal Pradesh, and local people, they believe that God created this particular bird with the help of most beautiful feather donated by each of the birds found in the forest. Each spot is denoting this beautiful feather of a bird in the area, and that is how the bird has gained so much of beauty. And on the right side, you can see Western Tragopan with in its dancing plumage during breeding. Look at its two horns. These two horns are sapphire colored, and they are known as, to local people, Singh Wala Parinda. So that means Western Horned Tragopan. Here you can see Western Tragopan as logo of Great Man National Park. This is very important map as people, they have their own taxonomy for Western Tragopan. Like you see the distribution of Western Tragopan starting from Uttarakhand and Himachal boundary in Himachal side, which is Kinnaur area, where it is known as Pyara. Next to that, it is in Rampur area, Jhansi. And then in Kullu area, it is Jujurana. Juju means bird and Rana means king. So local people, they believe it is king of birds. And then Fulgar is the name given to it in Kangra, Chamba, neighboring J&K's Kishtwar and POK. And this is the whole distribution of this particular pheasant on our planet. So that is how it is so endemic, so important from biodiversity point of view. Other biodiverse elements you can see for pheasants, these 5 of them. This is Cheer pheasant, again IUCN listed as Western Tragopan is red data listed. And then you can see Koklash, Monal pheasant, and white-crested pheasant. All 5 pheasants which are found in Great Man National Park are found in Jivanal Valley. And our track is progressing towards the river itself, and crossing of river you can see locally made bridge. And this is most important ecosystem service, that is water being produced from the biodiverse areas of Great Man National Park. This is the 3rd day where we stopped place. The place is known as Dwada, and Dwada is actually route for where 2 routes they meet. That is how it is known as Dwada at 3,300 meters. Far side you can see Kharsu Oak over there. In case you go in the neighboring valleys of Jivanal, you can see, if you are lucky enough, Himalayan tar and Himalayan musk deer. You can see these 4 very important rhododendrons which are found in Himachal Pradesh. All of them are represented in Great Man National Park and Jivanal. On the right side is Rhododendron arboreum. The Rhododendron arboreum flower is the biggest rhododendron found on our planet. And in the center is Rhododendron campanulatum, which is a state flower of Himachal Pradesh. As you further go up at 3,200 meters around that height, you see Rhododendron lapidotum, which is pinkish in color, and on highest alpine zone, we have Rhododendron anthopogon, which are creamish in color. Here you see Brahma Kamal, which is actually very important and very auspicious kind of sacred flower for the locals. It opens up, it flowers in month of October, when all other plants and animals, they are getting ready to retire for the winters. So that is actually a very, very important phenomenon for this particular flower. And blue poppy, it is very beautiful flower. Not this particular species, which is Meconopsis aculeata, but there is another species which is found in Bhutan, and Royal Government of Bhutan has declared it as national flower of Bhutan. And here you see a real view of Khandedar, which is origin of Jivanal, and realm of snow over there. This is the area which is full of medicinal herbs. I met one very interesting person, a local person, Shastriji. His name is actually Haridat Shastri. And he says how local people, they think of it. And he says, Supakhani akhti Khandedar reheda, tabhe lanu bhang barar, apucharanu bheda. Which means that the boy is enticing the girl in the mountains, He says, ki, come to the mountain. He's offering her medicines of Supak honey, which I have just said in the saying, and dust of Khandedar, which I just showed you, the dust, that area which is so productive while he is grazing the sheep. So that is how this area is known to the local people. And these are very costly as well as very important herbs which are found in this area and used in Ayurveda. So this is Dactylorhiza on the left, and Jurinia or Dhoop, or incense is also made out of it, and then aconites. So aconites, as you know, very important for Ayurveda. This is crumb holes which are found in Jivanal, in the upper reach of Jivanal. Here you can see rhododendron has become very dwarf, as well as the junipers. They are almost touching the realm of snow. Short stature is because of very fierce winds during virtually all the seasons, especially in winters. What is happening out here, that it's only the growth of shoot is happening, but the growth of crown is becoming quite limited, and that is how it is so gnarled in its shape. So this is known as crumb holes. And up there in the sky, you can see bearded vulture or lammergeier, which has this habit of using its intellect by lifting a bone about 100-meter high. Then it drops it on the rock. The bone breaks open, and then it feeds on its bone marrow. And then griffon vulture, they are also found very nicely conserved in this area. Otherwise, in plains, its cousin like white-backed vulture is now really in trouble. Other two very important animals are part of biological diversity, that is snow leopard and Himalayan brown bear. Snow leopard is again very elusive animal, and it is state animal of Himachal Pradesh. Here you can see two spots. One is known as Payson's bear, because Payson first spotted it, a friend of mine. Emily, one who was accompanying us on this trek and in turn from France, she tripped off a rock, a small rock, and next to the rock was this, opposite to the rock was this fall. So that is how it is named as Emily's waterfall. Sir2, this Sir means lake and 2 means small. So this is a small glacial pond or a tarn, and local people consider this as origin of Jivanal. In case you cross this, you go on to the other side, freezing cold water, and that place is very fine place for pitching up a tent in Khandedar area, very close to Sir2. And this is yet another route which you can take from Sanj portion. And here what you can do, you can trek up to the village of Shakti, and from Shakti you start moving right upward, and you cross the ridge over there, and you emerge into, go down into the Sir2 area, which I have just shown you. So this is another way of reaching Jivanal, but it is very strenuous. And in case you remember Dwada, which I showed you as third day camping site, from there you can move upward, and you can touch this Phangchi Galu, very strenuous trek again, about 4,600 meter altitude. And you have to do it in one day, because there are hardly any camping grounds en route. And on the other side, you go further down about 1,000 meters, and then you reach appropriate camping ground. And the other side is actually the Parvati River. So this is the way you can also reach Parvati River, which we did way back in 1998. Here is actually how we can conserve this biological diversity. In case we are really serious about it, we have to involve the local people, and we have to make our policy for conservation of biological diversity in a way that let conservation pay, so that people can make their livelihood out of conservation work. So these are things which people have made, and they and they have been marketing them. And in case you want to know more, you may refer to this book by Sanjeeva Pandey and Anthony Gaston. And this is the most important map of Great Mann National Park, surrounded by these protected areas. On north is Khir Ganga National Park, which is about 710 square kilometer. On east side, 675 square kilometer is Pin Valley National Park. And on the southeast side, it's Rupi Baba Sanctuary, about 500 square kilometer. And if you put together all these protected areas, it is about 3,000 square kilometer. So this is kind of area which we have in Northwest Himalayas for conservation of biological diversity. So it is very, very important from a biodiversity conservation point of view. And I would like to end my talk with a quote from Nan Shepherd, and she says that those who do not love them, that is the mountains, don't go up, and those who do can never have enough of it. It is an appetite that grows in feeding. Lovely quote from this lady. Wonderful being with you on this talk. Thank you very much, IMF. Thanks to this webinar series.